Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. After a false start, I decided to just delete the video and start over. I had recorded about 3 or 4 minutes and then I realized that the door kept closing and I was like, I can't work like this. Nobody could because it just keeps going slam, slam, slam. So I didn't close it all the way when I came in here, so I had to close it all the way. And the other thing is that it is still hot in the house. Outside, it's a little gotten cooled down a little bit, but inside the house, it's like a sauna. It is very, very hot, very warm. So I haven't been motivated to do videos because I come in here to do them. It's because it's the quietest place in the house. And so I come in here to do the videos, and it is really, really, really hot. And poor teddy bears. Or me. It's really, really warm in here. So it's going to take a little bit of time before when it cools down. It's going to really, I mean, really cools down. That it's going to take a little bit of time before the apartment becomes a little bit cooler. Just because that's how that's how the way the ventilation is here. So see what happens. We have no fan in here. It's a small room, so there's like not a fan in here. And so it's probably the hottest room in the house, but it's also the one where I can actually do the videos without any problems. I haven't done any readings for about 4 weeks. And the reason is basically because I've been taking a break. And I think everybody who who does these kind of videos, I mean, there's so many people on the internet now who do readings and stuff. And I think that a lot of people have just got burnt out because there's so much stuff happening and it has such a weight of on the energy of people. Anybody who thinks this is easy to do, um, it's not. I mean, I do a video every, twice a month or something like that, and that takes something out of me. So when you get somebody um like the people that do these every day or every week, or they do them like 3 videos in one day. I don't know how they do it because the energy it's just deflating. It just deflates the entire energy that they carry. So I have the utmost respect for all of these folks who do this because it really does take a lot out of people to do it. And so there's always like sage drops and sage candles and sage and this and that and the other, but it really takes a lot out of you. So that's what I was gonna say. Felt like I was gonna sneeze, but I guess I didn't. But anyway, so I haven't done any readings for a while. I'm not really sure what I want to read on today. I thought I'd just do a reading just because I feel like doing it, and because I figured that if I not do a reading, then then I will get out of practice. And I'm probably out of practice anyway, so I have my cheat sheet with me and see what happens. So I'm using the Gilded Royale, which is usually my go-to deck because I don't have a lot of decks, and I don't want to put negative energy into any of the decks that I have for that I've bought that are fun decks like cats and teddy bears and stuff like that. So I'm going to do a little bit of current energy read to see what the energy is right now in the world. I mean, with regards to everything that's going on. I'm not going to focus in on one specific thing because there's so much happening. But and people have been doing health readings on the big fat orange problem. They've been doing people have been predicting the 22nd of August, I think, is what Hogarth said with regards to it. And I'm just going to say I mentioned these folks out of the utmost respect. I don't want anybody to think that I'm, saying anything, slighting anybody. But a lot of the people that I watch the readings of, I tend to believe what they are telling me, and I tend to just respect them. So when I mention Hoagie or I mention Libby or I mention Denise or I mention Autumn or any of the other people that are doing the readings, these political readings, it's because I really do respect them. And I'm only mentioning them because I respect them and I wish all the best for them. Because I know that one of the readers has been having issues with people comparing her reads to other people's reads. And it's like, no, that's not what this is about. This is about me saying, I like this person. I like these readers. I think they're great. I think they're awesome. And I have the utmost respect for them. And I watch a lot of their videos because I think that they're awesome. Um, and I mean, I could give you a list. I could run down a list of the people that I watch that I really like, and Linda G is one of them, and Lady G is one of them, and Libby, and yeah, Hogarth. Hogarth is generally my go-to person for astrology because he is so dang smart, and yeah, the accent's pretty cool too. So, hello. The energy is like right now because I think that there's something going on with the energy after the eclipse. It's just been this. I had like the total freak out just before the eclipse happened, and I was like going, "What in the heck is wrong with me? What is going on with me?" And then I realized that it was probably the energy from the eclipse that was making me like go waffly. And then I thought, that's probably what it is. And after the eclipse happened, everything sort of gelled out for me. So I was just like when the energy felt a little bit nicer, it felt a little bit more relaxed. There's still a lot of uncertainty going on, and there's a lot of stuff happening in the world that just leads me to go, what WTF? But you know, I also know that I can't do anything about what is going on, so I just have to just take it in stride and just, try to chill. So, I'm going to shuffle these and I'm going to see what the energy looks like for around this time. Just a general read on what's going on with the energy, what's happening, what the guides want me to know, and what they've been trying to tell me. I've been getting some messages from Fred Rogers, which has been really nice too. He's been kind of popping in now and again and just telling me to hang in there and that everything's going to be fine and that I shouldn't worry too much about videos and stuff like that. Just put them out when you feel like it and then not worry about it. So it's like, yeah, that's kind of a cool thing. So what is the energy telling me right now for right now? What's going on with the energy right now? Okay, and they're telling me to stop there. Okay. So we got the King of Swords. And King of Swords about intelligence, and you have used your intelligence to create a successful life for yourself, and those associated with you. Your wisdom benefits others, and you are comfortable sharing your ideas and opinions. So, um, I think that we're like all in this sort of moment right now where we are tapping into our wisdom and our insights about everything that's going on and trying to find some kind of answer through that insight that we have, because I think we all have it. We all have this ability, but the problem is that we don't always trust our ability. We don't always trust what we are being told or what we're being guided to do. And I think that that's one of the things that the guides are trying to tell us is that, yes, there's a lot of negative stuff happening in the world. There's a lot of things that are going on, but we have to trust our intuition. We have to trust our instincts with regards to what is happening, because otherwise we will make ourselves stir crazy. And my thoughts are going out to the people on the Abraham Lincoln, the ship, because I can imagine that a lot of them are feeling that. They're feeling that they just feel like they're just overburdened. And not only are they overburdened, but they're like stir crazy. They're going stir crazy. It's like the image that comes to my mind right now is the song Cabin Fever from Muppet Treasure Island, and where they're all going, "We're going crazy." Yeah, that is what I'm seeing right now happening with these folks, and I just hope that they are okay. That I hope that they are going to be okay, and that this isn't going to, because it is probably going to be psychologically traumatizing for them. And I imagine that probably none of them will want to get on another ship after they get on dry land. They'll probably not want to do that. They'll probably just want to, you know, you know, be with their families and be with their friends and be with the people who matter to them, and not, you know, let's just say I think their naval career is going to end as soon as they get on dry land. It's crossed by the Two of Swords. And the Two of Swords to me is like about making a decision. As the twos are always about decisions this way or that way. But I get the impression that the Two of Swords, because this person is blindfolded and this person has to make a choice. They have to decide something. And so, while the Ace of Swords is the sword of truth, the Two of Swords is about um, making a I get the feeling that it's about making a blind decision. It's like closing your eyes and saying, okay, I'm going to choose that, that kind of thing. So that is what I'm getting with this, is that, and I'm being drawn back again to the ship, and maybe that's what I should be reading on. And maybe that energy is sort of a small coalescence of energy that is actually showing me it's showing me that the people on board this ship are only a microcosm of everything that is going on in the world. So it's like we are all on this ship, basically called life, and we're trying to decide, you know, how are we going to forge ahead? How are we going to move forward? And I think that that's what this is saying. This is saying that we know what we want. We know what we want to go towards, and we know what we want to do. And then this is like the choice of whether, which way we're going to go. I don't know if this makes any sense at all. I'm just trying to get a sense from what my guides are telling me. But what they're basically saying is that we are in a place where we have to make some choices about what is right for us and what is going to help us, through all of this. The underarching energy is the Queen of Wands. And the Queen of Wands is, again, I have to. The Queen of Wands is about the passion of the people. And they're telling me that the people who are on the ship made a decision based on their passions and based on their interests and based on the things that they really wanted to do for themselves. And some of them may have wanted to make a career on the sea, on the ocean, because there's a lot of people who are drawn to that life, to that way of life. There are people who live on board boats, and they travel up and down rivers. And so this is about the passion that they have, and whether or not, and I think what it is it's about them coming to this point where they're saying, did I really want to do this? Was this really the decision that was best for me? Or are my instincts leading me in a different direction? So again, I don't know. Like I'm just saying what my guides are telling me. And the Queen of Wands is about the being passionate. And and it says your passion is quietly contained. Well, yeah. Ready to burst out at any moment. You are seeking an outlet for your energy. So yeah, these folks are seeking this. They're trying to find a way to express what they're feeling. And a lot of them are telling their families and stuff back home. And in trying to silence these people, if they try to silence them, it's not going to work, because they're not going to be, number one is being silent about something like this is only going to hurt them even more than they've already been hurt. And in order to contend with whatever it is that people are contending with, they have to be able to talk about it. So I think that this is what is happening. These people have their passions and their energies and their feelings, and they're needing an outlet to release that. And when a government or when anybody comes along and tells them, you can't talk about this because it'll make us look bad, then that person's going to say, no, I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to tell my family about it at least. And I think that that's what's happening. That's why these stories are coming out and why people are leaking stories is because these people are finding the courage within themselves to tell what they know and what they've experienced. In the immediate past, we have the Ace of Pentacles. And the Ace of Pentacles is to me about the information that they have. So then, because this is in the past, in the immediate past, this is what these people know. And they may try to silence them, but these people know what it is they're feeling. And I think that that's what's happening. People have been told to stay silent for so long. And but as I said, the Abraham Lincoln is sort of that microcosm of the feelings and the emotions that people around the world are having. This is like this is like a small I don't want to say situation because it's not really a situation, but it's a small it's a reflection in a small sense of a small microcosm of individuals who are going through something and how that reflects outwardly to the rest of the world and to what everybody else is feeling and thinking and saying. And I think that and this is what has been going on. The media, the people in power, they've been trying to silence people since forever to keep them from talking about what it is they're experiencing. And then you see this and you're like going, this is exactly what they are doing to the populace in general. They are trying to silence them. And that's what they're doing to the individuals on this ship. And this is the drastic um the drastic intent that they have of keeping it silent, keeping it under wraps. They don't want the populace to know that this is what has been going on. Because then what happens is people who are empathetic are going to see these individuals on the ship and they're going to say, that is sort of a microcosm of what's going on in the outer world. And so I think that's what's happening. I think that people are looking at these folks who are stuck in this situation and they're looking at them and they're saying, you know what? There's something sort of parallel to what they're experiencing and what the rest of us are experiencing just because of the notion that people can't really talk about what it is they're feeling or experiencing because of this uh, consequence of it. And so I think that's what that means. I think that's what that's what's going on. The overarching energy is the Two of Pentacles. This is like balance. This is like juggling. And so the people in charge, I guess you could say, are juggling this thing, and they're saying, okay, we have, if people find out about what we're doing, then we could get into trouble. And right now the trouble is coming, whether they like it or not. But they are juggling this information. How much information are we willing to let people know? How much information are we willing to release into the public forum? How much information? How much information can we contain within these groups of people and saying, yeah, that they can't talk about it or they could get prosecuted if they talk about it or what have you. So how much of this information that they are really trying to, that they're really trying to contain. They're trying to contain it. And I don't think they can. I don't think they'll be able to. In the immediate future, you have the Star card. The Star card is like shining light into the darkest place. And the star is what a lot of people are really afraid of. Because what does the darkness not like? The darkness does not like the light. And so I think that what the Star card is telling us is that yeah, sorry about that. I have to cover up the the naughty parts. The naughty bits, I guess is what I think what Libby says. I think that's good analogy there. But the star is telling you that the thing that the darkness fears the most is that light being shown into a situation. And so for text message that is sent from that ship to the families, that is a beacon of light that is coming to the public, because the families are finding this out, and the families aren't under any obligation to not talk about it. So they're releasing the information. They're saying this is what's going on and this is what's happening. So for every text message that shoots out from the ship to the families, the friends, the people that are close to these individuals on board this vessel, they are shining a beam of light into what is really going on. And that's what this is. This is a beam of light being shown into what is happening, and that is the immediate future. That is what's the cards are telling me, or the guides are telling me, is what's going to happen. Internally is the Five of Pentacles. This is a being cast out, and this is the people that are around those in power are casting out those who are not. And the five is about isolation. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to internally isolate these people from telling that they're starving, that they're not getting enough food, that they're losing weight, that they're, going through something hellacious. Because those in charge don't care about them. So it is that isolation sort of sense that is happening here. And that is what this card is telling me, that internally they feel isolated. They feel alone. And I think that that's how, in the grander scheme of things, with the people in general, people feel alone. They feel isolated because of the way the body politic has, kind of been playing off, that it's easier to control people if you can isolate them. Any abusive relationship, any person who is who has been through something like that, they will tell you that the best thing that can happen for them is to not believe that they are isolated from whatever it is that's going on. And I think that that's what's happening here. We have people who are isolated, and we have some that are not afraid to show that they're isolated, and there are some that are too scared to tell people that they're isolated. But that is, in essence, what's going on. People are feeling isolated. They're feeling that sense of isolation. And yeah. Externally, we have the King of Pentacles. And this is like the guy in charge. This is like the person that's in charge, and he's trying to hold on to whatever it is he's got. Pentacles energy, swords energy. There's a lot of that going on. The Pentacles are about the money, the financial thing that's happening with regards to these individuals. How much money is this going to cost us if this information gets out? How is this going to affect our bottom line? That kind of thing. So this is like the ones who are sitting on the thrones, and they're the ones that are in charge. Big fat orange problem, that kind of thing. And they're trying to control the narrative of what's happening, of what people are hearing, what people are saying. And they are going to try like heck to maintain that sort of, that sort of thing. That they have to stay in control. They have to be in control of everything. They have to be in control of what people are hearing, because otherwise people are going to get really, really angry. People are going to get really, really, really mad, and they're not going to know what to do. Once these people know what it is they've done, they're not going to know what to do. They're not going to know how to handle it. Hopes and fears. It's a Chariot. Moving forward. This is about, taking what information we have, moving forward, sharing it, and elaborating on it, talking about it, and allowing people to find out what really is happening. And I think that's, that's a moving forward. And that's what people are hoping to find out. They're hoping to find out how their relatives are doing, and they're hoping to find out what the politicians are doing to help their relatives. I mean, because the military, people make a commitment when they sign up for the military. I mean, it's not every man's cup of tea, but the military is a commitment that people do make because they believe in something. They believe in what the values of the country are. And when you treat these people who have made this ultimate sacrifice for their country, and you treat them like poop, then you have you've lost them. You've lost everything. You've lost the meaning behind everything. So this is what I think is happening. I think these people are going to say, no, we're going to move forward. We're going to expose all of this, because the only way that people can better, can even have a future. The only way the Navy is going to have a future is when they take hold of what is going on, and they embrace this fact that they may have made a mistake. This is for entertainment only. Okay, I forgot to mention that at the beginning, but it is entertainment, spiritual purposes only. Whatever I say is not etched in stone. It's just the cards. That's what the cards are saying. That's what I'm reading, and that's the energy that I'm getting. But with that said, entertainment only. Take it for what it's worth. Uh, you can dismiss it. You can say, yeah, so and so said something else. It's like, okay, that's fine. If they did, great. I'm just reading on what I get, and I haven't really watched anybody else's read on this, so I'm just getting, this is what I'm getting. But at any rate, moving forward, final outcome is Page of Wands. I'm going to read this because, let's see, Page of Wands. It's time to put your thoughts into action. You are well prepared to go ahead and take the next step. This is also about a message. So the Page of Wands is the one who gets the message and who has the option to carry it forward. I think that this is important. I think it's important to for these folks to be heard. And so I think for them, this card is very important. They have a message. They have an experience, and they need to feel in a safe place where they can discuss it and talk about it without being insulted or put down or being shamed. Because we are living in a time right now where the entire world is caught up in this whole arrogant and false sense of masculinity and what masculinity is about. And one of the things that I notice is I deal with my mother-in-law has depression. She has had it for quite some time now. And when I'm dealing with her, the worst thing that I could possibly say to her is to cheer up, because that's not going to help her. It's not going to make any bit of difference in her life. It may only add to resentment against me for saying such a stupid thing. So, keeping that in mind, there are a lot of men who have dealt with depression. And because of our twisted and sick notions about masculinity, a lot of men have gone unannounced. They have gone. What's the word? They've had depression, but they have gone undiagnosed. And one of the things that is happening with regards to undiagnosed depression is unaliving oneself. I think about Charles Rocket. I think about Robin Williams. These are individuals who had dealt with depression and who had chosen to unalive themselves because of that depression. And these are men. And there is nothing that is not masculine about these men. They are just as masculine as my husband. They are just as masculine as any other guy. They are just as masculine as Mike Tyson or The Rock or any of these big buff guys who really look like they could bench press a car. Depression is something that is real. And psychological and mental well-being is just as important as physical well-being. And so I I want to pull a couple of cards on the mental well-being of the people on that ship because I feel that it is so vitally important for us to understand what these folks are going through, what they're dealing with. Because cabin fever is it may have been a funny song and it may have been a joke or whatever, but it's not. It's something that needs to be taken very, very seriously. We need to understand that these folks are going through something really, really massive, and it doesn't matter how many cars you can bench press to. I mean, I know nobody can bench press a car unless you're like Superman or whatever, but you know what I mean. But it doesn't matter how strong you are physically or how buff you are or how much you can how much you can bench press or whatever. It doesn't matter. What matters is what's going on up here, what's in your mind. So I want to pull a couple of cards on how are these folks handling everything? What's their energy? And I just got a wave of sadness. Sadness. I just got a wave of sadness. And it is sad. It is very sad. I'm going to need to sage these cards when I get done. Okay. What's their energy? What is their energy? And the swords. A lot of them are at the end. They're at the end of their emotions. I mean, the 10 is the end of the cycle. Oh, I just got chills. I just, not chills, but like goosebumps all up and down. I'm so sorry. I just, this makes me very, very sad. And I hope and pray that they will be okay and that their families will be okay. And it's just, um, this just makes me really, really sad. I don't think I can pull any more cards because that's the energy. That's the energy that I'm getting right now about these folks. Bless you. Bless you, bless you, bless you. I hope to God they get home soon. They need to get home. They need to be surrounded by the love and nurturing of their families. And I'm just sending so much light out to them because I just think this is so terrible what they're going through. So, holding you in the light, sending you love, light, and all the best things that I can think of to send you just the strength that you need to get through. Guys are telling me look at the base. The base is the Ace of Pentacles, the Queen of Wands, and the Ace of Cups. So new beginning, new start. So once they get through all of this, this is where they're at right now. But these are the things that are coming to them, I think. The new beginning. What they're going to do in the coming days and weeks is going to have a it's I don't know. I mean I can't really say, um but this breaks my heart. Sending light. That's what I got. I wasn't going to do that specifically because I figured everybody else was doing it, but somehow the energy went that way, and that's what happens sometimes when you're pulling cards. But I think that there is a lot of us who are waiting for the end of this cycle to come. Let's just say in general for us. And they're saying pull the other deck. So I got my Black Cat Tarot here. Let me pull a couple of cards for us. Let me see what the cards come up for us. So, and this is Black Cat Tarot deck. I found it in Bedford last year. I thought it was really cool. And got the black cat on. So what can you tell me for us? What can you tell me? Justice. Here we go. Justice card. It means justice is coming. And we're going to be very, very relieved that justice is coming. So this may be the most positive. And then we got the Two of Pentacles, which came up on the other read too. But this will be the choice that we as society will have. Will we listen? Will we seek out the justice that these people deserve? I think we will. I think we will. And the Hermit. Somebody's going to end up isolated. Somebody's going to be. And look how big this cat is. I mean, this cat's huge. So maybe one of the fat cats is going to end up finding justice after all. Okay, well, that's what I got for you. I hope that that at least a little bit of goodness to come out of that. But yeah. But we're going through a really, I mean, post eclipse, we're going through all this, and we're also just just kind of contending with heat and climate change and everything that's going on with that. And so we'll see what happens with all of this. And yeah, I'm looking for the box for the other cards. The box is up there. Okay. So I hope you have a wonderful day. And contrary to all of this, take care of yourself. Stay hydrated if you're in a place where it's really hot. Stay safe if you're in a place near the fires. Um, Look out for yourself, and I'll try and come back on later this week. I'll try and get back into regular postings because I really want to. I want to continue reading. I want to continue doing the cards. I want to see if I can improve with my readings, if I can improve like remembering what they mean. But I'm still learning, and I'm just going to keep learning. And but it feels like every time I do a reading, it feels like it goes a little bit smoother than the last one. So I can at least feel gracious for that. But anyway, so thank you for watching. Thank you for liking, for sharing, subscribing, whatever it is you do. Just keep on keeping on, and I'll talk to you again soon. Take care, and as always, namaste.